Alrighty guys, so I'm here today to show you guys how to install and how to troubleshoot your super safeties. Let's get into it. The super safety we will be installing is from FUD Arms LLC. What you get in the kit will be a cut trigger, as you can tell here, the lever, the safety selector, and the detent. So if you don't know how to take out your old trigger and your old safety selector and all that fun stuff, go watch another video, because this video we're only going to be talking about how to install the super safety. Alrighty, so now we're going to install the trigger. What you're going to do is just drop this bad boy in there like so. Grab this bad boy, slip it in like if it was a regular trigger, push it down, hold it in place, slide in your trigger pin. Sometimes they like to go in easy, most of the times they don't. Alright, just wiggle it in there. Boom, now it's in. Grab this bad boy, slip it in like so. Be like you're installing a regular trigger and such. Boom, pop it in like money. Alright, and now that we have that installed, what you're gonna do, put that down so that you have clearance in your safety selector hole. Alright, and after we do that, we're going to grab our safety selector. We're going to stick it in with these 3 little notches going in first, right? So like this. As you can see, we got it halfway in. You're going to grab your lever and be facing this way. Slide that in the little groove that is in the safety selector, as so. Now what you're going to do is flip it over. You're going to grab your detent, this little bitty boy. Don't lose this because they're going to be looking everywhere for it. You're going to drop it in the hole. Then you're going to grab your spring, stick it in your grip. Time to install the grip. Alright, so what you're going to do is you're going to grab your little Allen wrench or your screwdriver, whatever it takes, and you're going to tighten that bad boy up. Some people say if you tighten it too much, that it actually does have an impact on how the firearm performs, so maybe don't tighten it too hard. Alright guys, so now that we got this in and we got this tightened, we're going to go ahead and function test it. Guys, so this is how you function test your lower. What you're going to do, put it in super safe mode, which is in the middle. Drop the hammer, pull back the lever. You're going to hear it click, and once you bring it back, it should click again. Like so, without releasing your finger from the trigger. That's how you test your super safety on the lower. So I know we said we were going to troubleshoot this, so let's figure it out. I'm going to tell you guys what I had to do to get it functioning correctly for me. What I had to do was kind of shimmy off the round side of the trigger. So this is the sandpaper that I used, 400 grit sandpaper. This should work fine. You don't want to use anything too harsh. I went at it for a little bit and it ended up, doing fine after I was done with it. Don't take off too much. The first time I did it, I took off too much. The trigger went to the trash. Be careful, don't take off too much. That should help with your trigger pull. Another issue I noticed, once I put on the upper, this lever that goes back and forth kept getting stuck in the upper. So I'm gonna show you something to fix that. Alright guys, so what I did was, you see this little part right here, this little U part? What I did was take a Dremel, something like this. You can get one from Harbor Freight for pretty cheap. And what I did was go in there and shave out this little round edge, right? So I had more space for the lever to go back. It kept getting caught up right here, and so I saw a couple videos that told me to sand it out, so that's what I did, and it's been working fine. After I had sanded the upper down a little bit, I was still having a little bit of problems, and it seemed to be that this lever was a little bit too thick. So what I did was take the same 400 grit sandpaper, ran it across the top and the bottom of the lever just a tad bit. It could probably use a little bit more just to help it function a little bit better. Besides that, what else I noticed was the buffer tube weight. This is a H3 buffer tube weight. I think the gun came with the H1. Pretty sure that's what most of them come with. You need a heavier buffer weight. They say that you don't really need it too much for a full-size rifle, but I'd rather be safe than sorry. They recommend it more for pistols and smaller size firearms. It should work just fine in here. Alright guys, another thing you're going to need is a full auto bolt. The Rugers and the M&P Smith & Wessons, I know they don't come with full auto bolts, so be cautious if you have one of those. If you're going to want to run the super safety, you need the full auto bolt. You can get one for like $100 on Palmetto, but I recommend getting one. You can see the size difference. If you're not sure what you have, this is the full auto one, this is the semi-auto one. You can see that this part right here is a tad bit longer on the full auto one than on the semi-auto one. So go ahead and pick you one up if you're going to want to run the super safety. Okay, so those are a couple tips and tricks that I thought I'd show you guys if you're having problems like how I was. Alright guys, so now we're going to put the upper back on. You're going to grab your upper. Pop the pins back in. There you go. Now we're going to test it out with the upper on, and I'm going to show you guys how to do that. Alright, so first thing first, you're going to want to make sure it's on super safe mode. You know it's on super safe mode when it's in the middle, like so. We're going to keep our finger on the trigger, and we're going to pull back the hammer and see if it shoots without us having to remove our finger. I don't know if you could tell, but it's shooting every single time that it's coming back. Alright guys, and that's how you test the super safety with the upper on. If it's functioning correctly after that, then you should be all good. Those are some tips and tricks that I wanted to show you guys that I know helped me. I hope this video helps. Leave a like and comment down below. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.